So I left a comment on this wire, and I first stated that under one part, not as described, and then I also put a comment in there stating that it is not 8-gauge wire, and it's more of a 10-gauge or less. And if you are looking for 8-gauge, do not buy this. Seller is BSing. 0 stars. So we will see. Alright. Now it asked if I want a refund. I don't care. For $26, the wire is worth $26. I'm not going to dispute that. I don't care about refunds. I'm disputing that you're telling me it's 8-gauge and it's not. Because again, if I didn't know better and I needed 8-gauge, if something told me that if I'm going to run 30 feet of something to operate something properly, that I need 30 feet of 8-gauge wire, well, I don't have 30 feet of 8-gauge wire. I got 30 feet of 10-gauge or less, because it's mismarked and they sold it as such. So it could cause damage or blow something up. You know, I mean, most of the time, most of you guys, I don't know if you're involved with it as much or not, but you know, sometimes wire, okay, 10-gauge, 8-gauge, okay, you know, it'll work, you know, but it's not going to work the way it's supposed to work. You know, if it calls for something, it calls for a reason. If it comes with, for instance, you buy a radio, it comes with X amount of wire for that radio to be hooked up to what they consider the longest or furthest point, which would be the battery. So when I buy a Yaesu or an ICOM or a radio for the van, or even this one or even that one, it comes with enough wire, both negative and positive side. Actually, I have some in here. Here's some right here. Radio comes with this, all right? And it comes with long enough wire to go from the dash out through the firewall, up and around, over and under, to the battery, and get connected directly to the battery. So the length and the gauge of that wire is critical, and they give you what you need. Now, if you have to shorten it, that's not a problem. But if you have to make it longer, well, depending. If you're going to go a couple feet, that's one thing. If you're going to start going from like the trunk to the battery, well, then you better step up that gauge, because you're going to have line loss. You're going to see 12 volts, but you're not going to see the amperage that you need. Again, here we go with amps, volts, you know, stuff like that. But meanwhile, 8-gauge, if they're advertising it, to me, it's important that I get what I order. That's why I always stick to Road Rage. And my next order will be Road Rage. But again, that is worth the money I paid for it. If I paid $130 for that, I'd be pissed and it'd be going back. But at this point, I'm not going to worry about it.